That is the Blade Rift, or Rift Blade. That's what it is. The Rift Blade's one of them. I'm trying to read the other ones here for some reason I can't. And yeah, it's the Blade Rift for the Warriors, the Marksman for the Rogues, the Necromancer for the Mages, and also the Warden for the Clerics. So that's. I saw somebody play as a Necromancer day before yesterday, and they absolutely whipped my ass. I hate them. They piss me off really bad. So there you go. There's my little bit of news for you, just so we can get Aeon. God, just so we can get Rift out of the way. I have Aeon on the brain now. So we're going over to Raji. Raji, what is your next story?
I got cheated. I don't know how I got stuck with this story, because I just logged on. I was like, hey, oh wow. Apparently it's a good story, but we'll see. It's a game that I played and didn't like, but this is the top EVE news stories of 2010, which I didn't think there were any, but that's my opinion. If you guys don't know what EVE Online is, it's basically a game where you can't control your own ship and you just battle in galactic space. That's the gist of it.
A lot of people like it, man. I can't believe that. I mean, a lot of people are into this shit, like completely into this shit. Raji, are you Wilson from Tool Time? Raji,
what?
Are you Wilson from Tool Time?
What are you talking about?
Because nobody can, we can't see the bottom of your face.
I'm sorry. Right, you want to see my crotch? I'll show you my crotch.
No.
That's okay, Raji. I can't see it all, so sorry.
Now it's just the top of your head. But so.
Alright, so here's some top stories of 2010 from EVE Online. Community art. The highlight of the year probably was Kale Ryoko's Future Proof, which was the epic story of a Caldari faction warfare operation in Black Rise region. It was created in the Unreal 3 engine using the EVE models and textures. Future Proof is a 12-minute masterpiece, and it's an absolute must-see. So basically, it's a fan-made short film using the Unreal 3 engine with models.
That's pretty cool.
The feel-good stories of the year. Basically, people think of us who like Eve. They think we have a misconception about it, and basically they're shining an example of how wrong people are about the EVE community. Has to be the overwhelming player response to CCP's call for Plex to aid the Red Cross relief effort. So they donated Plex, which I guess is the in-game currency that shoot.
It's in-game currency that actually translates over to
you buy it on the market.
Yeah.
And people was actually donating that stuff to the Red Cross during the Haitian earthquake relief, and they actually raised over $40,000 for it, which is amazing. I had never seen an MMO go to great lengths to help out a situation like that. So that's pretty cool on their part. Growing Pains. Apparently, this is the biggest year that EVE Online has ever had. In April, an exploit was discovered that allowed players to hide themselves from the local chat channel. They said several players were accused of using the exploit to kill targets in nullsec by combining the exploit with a cloaked ship to sneak up on unsuspecting pilots. Several months later, some more negative press hit the table as members of EVE's Council of Stellar Management voiced their disapproval of CCP's attitude during the biannual summit in Iceland. The council had all of its important issues critically challenged and was told that there would be no resources to dedicate to CSM issues for the next 18 months. These issues came to head in late July when CCP asked players to vote for EVE in a game award. Also, there was also more exploits that was discovered, which made it worse. The first was a bug that allowed pilots in wormhole systems with magnets or anomaly to boost tracking disruptors to over 100% effectiveness. A month and a half later, Test Alliance was caught up in some drama when its members tried to deploy territorial control units under the protective screen of an extended server downtime. GMs destroyed the claim units, and Test Alliance retaliated with complaints of favoritism. So yeah,
like EVE is one of those communities where the reason why the story was kind of picked is because it's one of those things where if some of this shit would happen, like that I would be involved with. If I could control my ship in Eve, it'd be so much better. You know what I mean? But it's like I can't control my ship. I feel like I'm so like I'm clicking around everywhere, but it's like I'm not getting what I want out of the whole thing. So go ahead.
High value hits. Oh, excuse me. What?
I tell you what. Just go ahead and do the number one.
The number one.
Yeah, the number one story.
Oh, there's 2 left.
Oh, there's 2 left. Okay, go ahead and do those.
All right. Well, the high value hits. Basically, what happened? The biggest heist of the year would have to be when an Eve player named Bad Bobby managed to gain a majority shareholding in his supposedly secured Titan for Eve investment scheme, allowing him to unlock and steal the corporation's colossally valuable assets. The other big heist of the year was the theft of 125 billion ISK from gambling giant Selmer Industries by one of its trusted claims handler. Yeah.
I remember that. That was crazy. Apparently he could play Eve for, I forget how many years, if he would have used that currency. I can't remember.
Now, here's the most interesting attack. Involved the player moving $1,000 worth of game time codes to Jida, or Jida, however you pronounce it, for sale, only to have the shipment intercepted and destroyed by war targets.
Yeah, that's what it was, which is freaking awesome. That's so badass, and I really wish that there was a game that I played that was like that, but it's Eve that does that shit. I really wish they would give me control of the ship, and I'd be all for it. I'd be all in that game completely, no problem at all. So
the last story, which is I can't see because they kind of messed up on their coding, so it's like hidden behind. It's called the Sancha activity. Basically, they're working on the plot progression and the storyline, which is basically the Sancha menace. There's been many previous plot lines, but this began as a live event and has played out for the entire game. Entirely, it's almost been okay. It's been played entirely, almost always in game. It began with leaked documents appearing on popular file hosting service Eve Files. The classified Concord documents appear to talk about a mysterious Sancho military bailed up inside a hidden wormhole system. These events that continued for months with some major plot points along the way. Players even organized themselves to fight the Sancho incursions, setting up intel channels and forming combat fleets. So this game seems to, like you said, if we could control our ships, it'd be much better. But I guess a lot of people like this game, regardless of whether or not they can control their ships or not.
Which I think is, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are like, it's one of those games where it's like I'd have to give it another try. I really would, and I'm probably gonna do it here soon, but it's just gonna have to take the right time to do it. That's all there is to it. There's no way that I'm going to,
I think EVE Online is one of those MMOs hiding. Like it's not doing its best to put itself out there. It's saying if you want to play this MMO, great. That's awesome. But we're not going to sit there and try and force you like, hey, you really gotta buy this MMO. It's awesome. I think EVE is playing it smart. They're staying down low for a little bit, and when the time is right, they're going to just.
Well, it's been one of those games where it slowly crept up, and actually it's really popular. And to answer the chat is, yeah, I know you can control your ship, but I'm talking about like actually flying your ship around, like being able to, go
keyboard joystick
commands instead of going through and clicking on something and go to travel here to it and stuff like that. So, Stacy, have you played Eve?
No, I have not.
See, a lot of people have. There's been a lot of people who tried it. But it's just one of those games where either you're in or you're out of. Do you like space games like that? Like being able to control your ship and fly around and shoot people and like. Yeah, no.
No, I'm not into the space game.
So you're more of the fantasy type.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more of a fantasy based. The space shit just is not for me. For some reason.
I'm everything, I think. I mean,
One MMO that I wish came out, which is, I don't know if, I guess it could be space, but I really wish it would have came out, Tabula Rasa.
It did come out.
Okay, it did come out.
I played it,
but
and it was good for the longest time, and then it sucked. Completely sucked.
And then it was like, poof, gone.
Yep. They canceled it within no time. NC Salt did. And
thankfully,
there was no PvP.
Oh yeah, it did come out, because I remember seeing it at Walmart. I was like, dude, I want that. And I was like, nah.
Yeah, there was no PvP to it. The controls are pretty badass. But yeah, you just fought the same shit over and over and over again, and it was boring as fuck. So, yeah, there was no PvP involved in it. But the thing that I do like that Rift actually has is where the AI would come and attack a town, and, you know, in Tabula Rasa it happened. Now, Rift has that same kind of feel to it, which I do love. Yeah, there actually is a, K-Bar was asking about the console game coming out. It's going to be called Dust. And Dust is actually going to be like the first-person shooter based on the planets of Eve. And it's actually going to, the currency and everything like that is going to go over to Eve currency, like in the MMO, if that makes any sense. Like these Dust Troopers, or Dust Warriors, or whatever the hell you want to call them, are the people that you control. You send down a Dust team to fight over the area for these resources, which is kind of cool, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, moving on to the next one is going to be Stacy. Stacy, what do you got for us?
Okay, anyways, hold on. Sorry, I'm having to walk out of a room so people can watch TV. Anyways, MMOs as far as gold sellers, leveling services offered, which I hate with passion. And it's like using cheat codes. Actually, there was actually a couple that went to jail for 3 and 6 years, a husband and a wife. So if you think about it, turns our pedophiles not even ever that long. But they had a studio with 12 people that they hired for leveling services for, I do believe it was Legend of Lear in my house. They earned in a year over $100,000 from gamers for their services. I mean, it's just crazy.
For people going to jail for this shit, wow, that's crazy.
Honestly, if you're gonna send them to jail, then you better hope to God they send all those gold farmers and gold sellers in the United States to jail, because I think either way, like, people who buy gold, they buy it because they don't want to sit there and do it themselves.
They don't want to do your work. But then again, it screws the people that do actually make their own money. It screws the community all to hell.
And then you're sitting there, how can you trust somebody to do that? Because you got to give them your login information. That has your payment information. They could charge like 30 years of game time to that. You're an idiot for trusting someone with your login information unless you know them personally. I do not like leveling services. I do not like gold farmers, gold sellers. I think since they're sending these people to jail, I think they should sell anyone who does this kind of service to jail also, because it's going to end up being a scam and someone's going to get mad and someone's going to get killed.
I just don't understand how we have so many gold sellers, yet we have the technology, but they can't figure out where they're fucking coming from. I don't understand that at all.
I'd be blocking their asses.
There are people that sit in their houses and can find people just by hacking into stuff and finding them from cell phones, electronics that they use. But we can't control the people that are gold selling and services on MMOs. Why?
Because it's not hurting the public. It's not a threat to the direct public. That's what the government's going to pull. They're going to pull that card every time. But it's not a direct threat. They're not going to be smart.
Napster got taken down because they were losing money. Because the fact the artists weren't getting paid their billions of dollars to live in their high-class mansions. But yet, you think about it, gaming industry is losing as well. Because how many people do you know quit a game because of all this? I've quit games because of that.
Well, a lot of people quit